I got Jesus in my mind. In this
Is addiction
world
a
I
disease?
live.
Not if you ask neuroscientist and former heroin addict Marc Lewis. He believes that addiction can be learned and unlearned, much like other behaviors. According to Dr. Lewis, how are addictions learned? In order to answer that question, we need to know a tiny bit about a chemical in the brain called dopamine. When dopamine is released in the brain, it acts to produce sensations of pleasure, reward, and desire. The pleasure, reward, and desire work together to teach us to repeat certain behaviors. To illustrate this, imagine you are walking in the desert and you become quite thirsty. When you take a drink of water, dopamine is released. The sip of cool water feels pleasurable, rewarding, and desirable. Because you found the water pleasurable, rewarding, and desirable, you will try to get water in the future. And dopamine will help you. With dopamine, your brain will remember everything that led up to the drink of water. Why does it attempt to remember everything that led up to the drink of water? Because everything that led up to the drink of water is a cue that the water may be close by. We would say these things are associated with getting water. When you see the things associated with water, a program is activated in your mind, and you will have a desire to experience the pleasure and reward found in water. In fact, even things that were pretty far removed from the water will be associated with water. Your brain doesn't want to miss out. What about alcohol and other drugs? Alcohol and other drugs cause unnatural amounts of dopamine to be released in the brain, which means you will develop unnaturally deep and enduring associations between drugs and the things you experienced before you took the drugs. It also means you will feel an outsized desire to seek drugs. You can think of it as normal learning, but on crack, or heroin, or alcohol, or nicotine, or any other drug that you can abuse. By repeatedly abusing drugs, something called overlearning can take place. When we overlearn something, it becomes second nature. For example, many English speakers have overlearned Mother Goose nursery rhymes. So if I say, Mary had a, most English speakers will automatically finish the sentence with little lamb. Completing Mary had a with little lamb is almost a reflex. So Mary had a is a trigger for little lamb. Over time, the desire to use drugs eclipses other desires, like the desire to please a boss, keep the fridge stocked with groceries, and maintain contact with non-using friends and family. The paths leading to these things fade. The desire to use grows. It becomes a well-worn path, and then a road, and then a superhighway.